There's a verse in this week's portion. It says, "Uverachti et lachmecha ve'et meimecha." It says, the Creator, the light of the Creator, will send light and blessing into your bread, into your food, and into your drink, and into your water. Ve'asiroti machala mikirbecha. And I will remove illness from your midst. And those of you who follow this, there are a few times in the Torah that there is a mention, awakening of the light of healing. But there's only once, and it's this Shabbat, when there's a discussion of actually taking out illness that already exists. There are other verses, for instance, that we speak of, that there is the awakening of illness not manifesting. But this Shabbat is the only time there's a verse that speaks about extracting illness that already exists. And that verse, the Kabbalists teach, which occurs on this Shabbat, is a very, very powerful one. So much so, the Kabbalists teach, Ki divrei HaTorah, the words, as we will read them today and as we read them every Shabbat, Hem shmira la'adam, they are meant to awaken protection. The Hashem Yitbarach noten lanu HaTorah, and the reason why we have the reading, Asher b'zeh yecholim limtzo kol hatzorech lanu. Every lack that you have, every single lack that every one of us has today, the fulfillment of that lack, the light to fulfill that lack, whether it's in sustenance or in healing or any other part of our life, that light is available in this reading, in every reading. And if you're able to make the connection, and we'll talk about that because that's the biggest problem, right? To be able to really make the connection, then you will need no assistance from anywhere else. In this reading, there is all the light that you will need, if it's for healing, if it's for sustenance, and you will not need, the Kabbalists teach, assistance from anywhere else. As it says, Bechol asher amarti, it says in this week's portion, in everything that is spoken of, in every single word, there is tishameru, there is protection. Bechol dibur ve'od shebatorah nimtza shmira zot. In every single word, there is the complete protection, there is the complete healing. But shmira zot tluya ba'adam. How much of that light, how much of that protection, how much of that healing you will extract from what is being revealed is dependent on every single individual. Ki kefi ma she'adam yodea zot, as the Rav always says, consciousness is everything. To the degree that you know it doesn't mean you hope for it or you would like it. You know it. To the degree that you know that as you listen to this reading, it absolutely and completely brings you the light to fill any lack that you have. And you know that this is the only source of light that you need. Then kulaba. Then all the fill of any lack that you have is there. Kefi yadiato zot, depending on your consciousness, on your awareness, on your knowledge. Kach mitgale lo hakol v'nitkayem ha'peula. So, and to that degree, is the light that comes to you. Ki hakol talui b'bchirat ha'adam. Because everything is dependent on our choice. Everything is dependent on our consciousness. We begin this understanding with what the Kabbalists teach in this reading, the light of the Zohar. There is all the light that you will ever need. How much will you extract out of it? Different for every single one of us. Seriousness of understanding, of consciousness, of certainty in these tools. I'll read a story. I shared this last night with the Chevre. You could say it's a simple story, it's a powerful story. There's a story in the Talmud of one of the sages. His name was Rabbi Yochanan, who was very sick, very ill. It says, Rabbi Yochanan Chalash. Rabbi Yochanan, one of the sages, was very sick, very ill. Ay legabei Rabbi Chanina. Rabbi Chanina, one of the other sages, went to visit him. Amar le, he asked him, Chavivin alecha yisurin. He asked him, Rabbi Hanina asked the great sage, Rabbi Yochanan, he says, are you enjoying the pain? Amar leilo. Rabbi Yochanan said, to tell you the honest truth, this time I'm not enjoying this pain. Amar le, the story continues. These Aramaic words are very important. So Rabbi Hanina, the sage, tells his friend Rabbi Yochanan, Havli yadach, give me your hand. Yahiv le yadei. Rabbi Yochanan gave his hand to his friend Rabbi Hanina, v'ukme, and he lifted him up, and he was healed. It's a very short story, huh? You'd think for a story of healing you need a much longer story. The Hari Rabbi Isaac Luria continues. He says, there's one name of the 72 names, which is the Yud Lamed Yud, one of the 72 names. The Skulat Ze Hashem, and the secret and the light in this one, the second name of the 72 names, the Yud Lamed Yud, has the power to elevate an individual out of their sickness. Skulat Ze Hashem le'akim et hacholeh michol yom. It has the power to elevate a sick person from his sickness. V'lachen nirmaz berashei tevot yahiv leyadei. And therefore the first three letters of those Aramaic words in the story where he says, give me, he gave him his hand, yahiv leyadei, the first three letters are Yud Lamed Yud. Because what they were doing, what Rabbi Hanina in his meditation, in his consciousness was doing, he was using the tool of the Yud Lamed Yud to elevate his friend Rabbi Yochanan out of his sickness. And therefore he says just these three letters, Uvchen Ukme, and that's why Rabbi Yochanan was healed. V'lachen tzarich sheyomar lacholeh hav li yadach, and this, by the way, is a meditation we should all use. The Ari is saying whenever you visit somebody who is ill, who is sick, you should use these words. You should say, hav li yadach, these Aramaic words, give me your hand. Ve'az yiten yado hacholeh, and then the sick person should give his hand to the person visiting him. Ve'az yomar lo hama'amid oto, and then the person who is elevating him, whose consciousness is trying to elevate and bring healing to this person, he should say, Yahiv le yadei. He should say the words as they appear in the Aramaic. He gave him his hand, which, again, the first three letters of Yahiv le yadei, the first three letters of those words are Yud Lamed Yud, one of the 72 names. V'yichaven berashei tevot shel Hashem, and you meditate on those three letters that they should bring healing. It's an important meditation we should all do. Of course, the question is, why was it for Rabbi Yochanan and for Rabbi Hanina? It took two sentences, two phrases, and Rabbi Hanina was able to awaken healing for Rabbi Yochanan. The answer is the certainty that they had in these tools. And it's one of the things that the Rabbah often speak about, and we have to keep speaking about it, because there's nobody in this room, none of us, who has to learn anything more than what we know to be able to create much greater change, to even bring healing to others. We, every single one of us can, is meant to. Why can't we? Yet, enough, powerfully enough. It's simple. We do not have certainty in these tools. We do not have the consciousness. And it's almost funny to say, some of us, have been studying for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. Every single one of us with three letters, Yud Lamed Yud, is meant to and can and should come to a place where we can awaken healing with those three.